So, welcome to our next video of anti-diabetic drug, second part, thiazolidine downs, PPR gamma agonist. It is a name of this drugs in this class is pioglitazone and rosiglitazone, and this is a PPAR gamma, yani peroxisome proliferator activated receptor agonist, selective agonist. It is mainly expressed in fat cells, muscles. So, increased transcription of several insulin responsive gene, reverse insulin resistance. So, it is a reverse insulin resistance, increase GLUT4 expression and increase entry of glucose, that leads to increased entry of glucose into muscle and fat. So like bigonates, it decreases the insulin resistance. Then hepatic gluconeogenesis decrease, then adipocyte turnover and differentiation increase, activation of gene regulating fatty acid metabolism, lipogenesis, it decreases HbA1c, decrease insulin, and BSL decrease triglycerides, increase HDL, means it also has some action on lipid profile. Then pharmacokinetics is not very much important, but failure of oral contraceptive occur with pioglitazone therapy. Then side effect is more, but contraindication is liver disease patient CHF, and it is not used in pregnancy. Weight gain can occur with this. It is used as a monotherapy or combination therapy. Then next is SGLT2 inhibitor. SGLT2 inhibitor, sodium glucose transporter 2 inhibitor. So SGLT2 is present in S1 segment of proximal tubule. See in this picture, S1 segment SGLT2 inhibitor. So most of the glucose is reabsorbed from this. So see in this picture, glucose is mostly absorbed in PCT and S1 segments were 91%, 90%. So when we give this SGLT2 inhibitor, then the reabsorption of glucose is decreased by 90% and there is excretion of glucose in the urine. So it leads to glycosuria and ultimately our glucose level down. So example of this class is dapagliflozin, Cana, AMPA and R2. Okay, it is used in type 2 as OD or round the clock glycosuria. Cardioprotective effect, it also has cardio. ADR is but it also don't cause the hypoglycemia. ADR is glycosuria and glycosuria leads to urinary and genital infection, electrolyte imbalance, increased urinary frequency, contraindicated renal insufficiency patient. And this is the drugs of this class of group and frequency, dose and duration. Then amylin analog. Amylin analog is primolitide. Mechanism of action is activation of amylin receptor. It reduces glucagon secretion, delay gastric emptying. So it is given subcutaneous, and pramlintide can be given in both type 1 and type 2 diabetes mellitus. Only this class of drug after insulin, this class of drug can be used in both. ADR not so important, but hypoglycemia is watchable, contraindicated in pregnancy. Then next is dopamine or D2 agonist. Bromocriptine. FDA approved this drug for type 2 diabetes mellitus. So what it causes? An early morning act on the hypothalamic dopaminergic control of circadian rhythm of hormone release and reset it and decrease insulin resistance. So it is used alone with diet and exercise or with metformin or sulfonylurea or both. Okay. So it marginally improve the glycemic control, reduce HbA1c by 0.5%, not as much as sulfonylurea, but some effect on our glucose level. Then what are the management of diabetes? If it's suppose a new patient come to you diabetes, this chart help you how to manage a patient of diabetes. So first of all, classify into type 1 and type 2, if it is young in age or old in age, and depend on their condition. So type 1 diabetes, only management is diet plus insulin, no other management can be given. If controlled, it can be controlled. And in type 2, diet plus exercise plus metformin. First we start metformin. If it is controlled, then it's okay. If it is uncontrolled, then there is a two types. If it is uncomplicated and the patient is well nourished or obese, then we start apart from metformin one drug, means metformin plus one drug. just like sulfonylurea, magnetide, pioglitazone, TP4 inhibitor, or alpha glucoside. Mostly we use start with sulfonylureas. If it is controlled, then it's okay. If it is uncontrolled, then we use another drug, means three drug, metformin but two drug. And in this two drug, one is sulfonylurea, magnetide, or DPP4 inhibitor, and other one is pioglitazone or alpha glucoside. Means from above three we use one, and from below two we use one. If it is controlled, it is okay, and if it is uncontrolled, then ultimately we use the insulin or GLP-1 agonist. And with insulin, you can use metformin or other oral hypoglycemic agent, plus minus, depend on the patient sugar level. Then, if it is uncontrolled from the initial stage, from the very beginning, means when we started with diet, exercise, metformin, and it is uncontrolled in itself, not controlled by metformin, then and the patient is severe underweight, complication, if there is complication, pregnancy, infection, surgery, then thoroughly start with insulin plus minus metformin, and it is controlled. So ultimately the control is in the hand of insulin. Okay, oral hypoglycemic agent can increase the chances of our uh, insulin dependence, means we don't want insulin regularly if they works. Okay, so thank you. I hope you understand this anti-diabetic drugs and their mechanism of action. It is very important topic, you should learn. Thank you, and please comment me if there is any doubt or any questions about these drugs or their mechanism of actions or any kind of questions. Thank you.